Hello and welcome to another video. And in this video, the topic I want to focus on is shiny object syndrome and how do you choose the right systems for your business. But before we get into that, I just have to share, it's my last day in Sicily. So I woke up feeling inspired. Face is still slightly swollen, but that's why I've kind of got my hair flipped to the side. And I'm just watching the sunrise over Etna. And I'm going to see her today. I am going to visit this volcano that has initiated me in so many ways. Gosh, what a week it's been. 2 weeks. I've lost track of how long I've been here, but wow. Yeah, just so grateful for all the incredible lessons I've had while I'm here. And maybe I'll do another video on that after this one if I feel like there's time, because I don't want to have a repeat of yesterday and miss my trip. So yes, anyway, I woke up really inspired to talk about this topic because I'm in a few Facebook groups, and there's one in particular, which is like a women's business Facebook group. And there's a lot of questions that get asked a lot of the time around what tools to use, whether people should switch from one to another one. They've heard people talking about this one. Is it the time to switch? And I just wanted to provide some hopefully clarity and a grounded approach to this so that you don't get caught up in that shiny object syndrome, and so that you're really coming at it from a place of what's actually best for me and my business. Now, before I get into that topic, I just wanted to actually share a couple of the conversations that have come up so that you can see the kind of answers I give to people and the kind of queries. These kind of queries weren't necessarily around switch. Some were around switching and others were around what's like the best platform and stuff. But this was just two that came up in the last 2 days. And so I was like, oh, there's something alive that wants to be spoken to. So let's record a video about it. So let's take a look. Okay, so first things first, these are questions that came through in a Facebook group that I'm part of, and I, for privacy reasons, didn't want to share the names and the group, so I've just screenshot the questions and my answers. So the first question was, hello, lovely humans. My business is suddenly expanding quickly, and I'm ready to check out platforms that can hold it all with ease. I know many of you use Kajabi. I'd love to hear your experiences. What do you love? What's been easier since moving there? So this was my response. Oh, my favorite subject. I've migrated so many people over to Kajabi for the ease of the all-in-one functionality. And in my opinion, it's way better than an alternative like Kartra, which I feel is way less user-friendly and has the worst customer support. Kajabi customer support is the best, so even if you're not tech savvy, they're always able to help really quickly. In terms of features, it does everything. Emails, website, landing pages, courses, communities, and you can even build your own app now too, plus heaps more. Kajabi Payments also integrates with Klarna and Afterpay. Spelled that wrong. Depending where you're based, this may not be available yet. It's something Kajabi's rolling out, which is but it's a huge help for getting paid. And you're not wearing payment plans. It's on Klarna and Afterpay, so that's a huge win. There is some limitations with email segmenting and stuff if you're used to a high-level email system like ActiveCampaign, but for everyday needs, it's pretty high up still. I could go on and on, but if there's any specific questions you want to ask, happy to answer here. So that was one of the questions, and I genuinely love Kajabi, and I know Kajabi, I use it personally, and in the last 3 or 4 years, have migrated, I don't know how many clients over to that. So I'm speaking from genuine experience, not from shiny object syndrome. Like, this is a deep understanding of the platform. And I feel like what tends to happen with people is they jump from platform to platform and they don't spend enough time actually forming a relationship with it. And that's why they get caught up in all the noise. Whereas it's like any relationship, it takes time, it takes getting to know one another and getting to understand the nuances and quirks. And if you do that, then you'll be able to form a really beautiful relationship. So yes, I am in a relationship with Kajabi. The other question that came through was, hello, is anyone or has anyone created an app with Kajabi or used the community feature? I'm considering going to Mighty. Is anyone familiar with any of these? Kajabi app, Kajabi community, Mighty, and or paid 20, 30K to create an app with Mighty. Would love to have some feedback. Thank you so much. And this is what I responded to this one. So, and to preface this one, I actually used to think Kajabi communities sucked, and it was one thing I was actually considering switching away from Kajabi because I was like, oh, that's just not as good. I've been in other places and their communities are better. But again, I hadn't actually taken the time to really understand it and get to know it and to really work with it. And once I did that, because then I had to do it for a client recently, I'm like, Kajabi has all the features all these other ones have. You just need to know where to find them and how to work with them. So this was my response to this one. I've just been building an app and community for a client. I used to think Kajabi communities wasn't as good. I've been a member in Mighty Networks and School, and I love School. Never been a big fan of Mighty Networks. I was considering switching everything to School myself, then got to actually know the Kajabi community for this client, and actually it has all the features all the others have. Just got to take a bit of time to get to know it, and then it's really easy. Some of the things you can do, you can make a custom homepage in landing pages with welcome videos and links and calendars. You can have different circles to give people different accesses. You can set up meetups which link through Zoom, do challenges and gamify it with the leaderboard and heaps more. So actually it's a great platform. As for the app build, that has been a bit clunkier, but that's more on Apple and Google frustration rather than Kajabi itself. The developer team we had with Kajabi have been so helpful and on the ball, but it's Google that have made us start again right after we got approved, and Apple is just plain frustrating to deal with. But the good thing is you don't even really need to have your own app because everything can be accessed directly through the Kajabi app. So again, like speaking from in-depth experience and really taking the time to understand this platform, I can give people really defined answers on what they're looking for rather than just the shiny object people who are like, yes, I just moved here and I love it. And they're just following the next shiny thing. And this is something I believe I spoke about in the bottlenecks video, where it's like people are focusing on the wrong things in business and they think switching a system is going to fix everything. But if you're missing the underlying reasons and you're focusing on the wrong areas, the system isn't the problem. It's what's going on inside and what's going on in the business that actually needs to be reflected on and looked at before you just blame a program and go and uproot everything and waste time and resources and energy trying to flip things all upside down when you could be focusing on the area that's actually the bottleneck in the business. So my invitation is to not get caught up in shiny object syndrome. And one final thing I want to share on this subject is a post I actually wrote about it recently, because I was seeing in my network a lot of people asking around switching to go high levels. So basically, Go High Level is like an all-in-one platform that's been built by the growth scalers. It's what it's kind of known for. It's kind of like an amalgamation of ClickFunnels made better. And so there's been a lot of conversation with around ClickFunnels and people doing a mass exodus and all of this stuff. And then because the people that are building Go High Level and working with Go High Level are affiliate marketers, most of what they do is affiliate marketing, There's a lot of noise in the marketplace because people are just trying to recruit people to go high level because it's an affiliate business. So these are the things to be aware of when you're actually choosing platforms, and just think about like who is endorsing it, why are they endorsing it, and is it actually the best fit for your business? So this is a post I wrote back in June where I've actually spoken to this topic. How do you choose the right systems for your business? So I've seen a lot of people posing questions like this lately. What's the best course platform? What's the best all-in-one? Should I switch to go high level? And many variations of these. Here's the thing. What works perfectly for one person may have the total opposite effect for you. So whilst it's great to be asking, sometimes I think it's important to revisit the why behind it. Is switching platforms the most important thing for you to focus on in your business right now? Or are you just using this to avoid the work that's actually going to move you forward? i.e., if you're struggling to sell your stuff and need to make dollars, then spending months fixing websites and transferring systems may not be the best use of time and resources. Focus on reaching clients, then figure out ways to improve their journey. And I'm speaking from experience. How do you even know what needs improving if you've got no clients going through your things? Is it shiny object syndrome or FOMO because this is the new fancy thing everyone seems to be talking about? Or are your systems genuinely causing you grief, and is it time to change them? If it's leaning more towards just wanting to be up to date with the current shiny thing, then I'd invite you to dig a little deeper into your needs. As an example, let's talk about the current shiny thing, go high level. It's not actually that new, but it's only been really loud in my field in the last few months, probably because I'm networking with different business crowds again. I'd be lying if I said I haven't visited the Go High Level site a few times. It keeps popping up in groups and communities I'm in. People are raving about how great it is. I've looked at the site a few times and I was intrigued, but not enough to pull the trigger. Tempting as it may have been to follow the crowd, I love Kajabi. Kajabi is working for me. All my clients use Kajabi. What's the point of wasting time trying to learn a new system when I have better things to focus on right now? Does that mean I'll never consider it? No. Just in my current phase of business, there's no need to get distracted. In my many years working online, I've come to realize buying into things just because of hype never works out well. Platforms come and go. 1 minute, it'll be the greatest thing on the market, and the next, everyone's moving on to something else. Case in point, the mass exodus from ClickFunnels to Go High Level, which has now resulted in Go High Level being sued. Now, I'm not denying that Go High Level software is way better than ClickFunnels. I've read enough raving reviews to understand that point. I personally left ClickFunnels years ago. Once I decided to create courses, I knew it wasn't the platform for me. Any course I've taken that was housed in ClickFunnels, I hated. It's ugly and clunky. So obviously Go High Level solves a lot of the problems that ClickFunnels couldn't. But does that mean it's right for you? And if you aren't already using it, is the best time to make the switch right when they're defending a lawsuit? Here's some things to consider, and this is back to broader terms. Apply this to any system you may be choosing. What are your primary needs for your business? Example, funnels, course delivery, community, content creation, etc. Where do you see your business heading? How could your needs evolve? Planning ahead can save a lot of headaches and reduce the amount of time spent switching platforms. Like, this is literally what has kept me paid these past 3 or 4 years, has been all the people that have had all these band-aid approaches and systems here, there, and everywhere. And then they come to me and they're like, I want to move it all to Kajabi. And so that's what I've done for a lot of people. And there's a lot of migration and a lot of time. And especially if there's a lot of content, it takes time. Like, there was one project that took us probably 6 months because it was like a 12-month certification program that we were moving. So that was across like 4 different platforms. So there was a lot of stuff moving. So these are things to think about, is like, what's your bigger vision? What tools do you already have? Is whatever you're looking into going to be compatible with those? Can they all integrate seamlessly? If you need to use Zapier, make sure there's zaps that can do what you need. Like, a lot of the times people will be like, oh, just use Zapier. And then you get to Zapier and it doesn't even integrate with the things you need to integrate. So you need to be doing the research up front to make sure you're choosing something that's right for you. Who is recommending it to you? Do you trust them? Could they have an ulterior motive? Example, do they just want an affiliate commission? And are they being open about being an affiliate? Who's the vendor? What's their reputation? What's the reputation of the product they're selling? Doing a quick Google search will help with this. Note, if you are going to trust articles that badmouth one product, but then go on to pitch another, refer to the point above. This has been a tactic of affiliate marketers. I know this. I was an affiliate marketer. I've been in that world. Like, we were literally taught to write blog posts talking about these other programs and why they're not good, to then plug our program at the bottom. Like, these are tactics of marketers. So make sure the sources are reputable. Does the platform offer a trial period? The best way to know if something is the right fit for you is to try it out, get a feel for it, see if you actually like working with it. Obviously, you won't be able to see everything in a trial, but you'll get a good enough gist of whether it's going to suit your needs. And does the platform have a good support team? One of my favorite things about Kajabi, which you would have seen me mention in both of those answers I shared, is that they have an amazing support team, and their live chat is just so good. They have a range of helpful articles, but if there's ever something I can't find in there, I can just jump on chat and someone walks me through whatever I need. As opposed to when I've worked with clients who use Kartra, they have the worst support. And that's one of the main reasons I steer people away, because I don't know everything. And I can't possibly know everything. And these platforms change and people use them for different reasons. So if I'm a tech savvy person who does this all the time and I still need to use support, then if you're someone who's just like trying to figure out systems, then this is something that's a really, really big factor to consider. The support system is so vital. So make sure they've got that. The other thing to consider is, what's the user community like? Do they have Facebook groups, Instagram profiles? What are people in their network saying about their experiences using the platform? And then analyze cost effectiveness. This is another symptom of shiny object syndrome. Some people end up jumping into heaps of platforms they don't even need, or not realizing some systems they're using have the same features. And whilst an all-in-one may seem like the best solution, sometimes for your needs, it may not be. For instance, I love Kajabi. When I made the switch, I was using ClickFunnels, ActiveCampaign, Showit, and Teachable. So it made sense to switch to an all-in-one to reduce costs and create more efficiency. But if I needed higher level email marketing, I would bring in something like Infusionsoft or ActiveCampaign to use the advanced segmenting features. All-in-ones are a great starting point, but as your business evolves, then sometimes bringing in higher level systems specifically catering to that thing you're needing is actually going to bring in a higher return on investment and is then worth the investment. In the earlier stages, it's not so necessary. So that's why these all-in-ones are really good. And this is what I've heard Go High Level is great for. So when you're at that point of business growth, maybe it makes sense to switch. So the main point is, make sure you're choosing platforms based on your specific needs and not based on the noise of the marketplace. And if you ever need support choosing what's right for you, you know where to find me. Now, something I've created is, and this is part of my Visionary Leaders Toolkit, which has a range of checklists and SOPs and guides and all kinds of things. But basically, I've created this checklist which helps you go through step by step to identify what is actually the best tech stack for your business, not based on the noise of the marketplace. What is actually best for you? What should you be considering? And a lot of that is what I wrote into that post, but this is like the streamlined version of how it looks. So basically, you want to be defining your business requirements. What are your core needs? What are your future goals? You want to evaluate the integration capabilities. Is it compatible with what you're already using? Will you need to transition some things? How will data translate between systems? Is it going to be accessible for scalability? Is it going to allow you to grow your business, or is it just solving where you're at now, which will then stifle your growth and then make you need to constantly be switching platforms and wasting time? Does it have flexibility? So flexible plans and features that can be changed based on your needs. What's the user experience like? So internal and community and customer facing. How do you engage with it? How will your customers engage with it? How will the community engage with it? So look for feedback from all of those elements. What's the vendor's reputation? Does it have a trial period? Analyze the cost effectiveness. And then there's an actual checklist that can support you to go through and tick it off. So you can get this as part of my toolkit, which you can purchase for $27, I believe. I'll link that under this video. Otherwise, if you join my community, all of this stuff is available inside. So if you have any questions about that and would like to come and join a space to get your systems in check while also being your full self, then come and ask me some questions about society. I would love to see you inside, but I hope this video was insightful. I hope it will support you to banish the shiny object syndrome once and for all and really choose platforms based on your needs. Thanks for being here, and I'm sure I will see you again soon. Bye for now.